Alleluia, Alleluia, Alleluia. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. On a Sabbath, Jesus went to dine at the home of one of the leading Pharisees, and the people there were observing him carefully. He told a parable to those who had been invited, noticing how they were choosing the places of honor at the table. When you are invited by someone to a wedding banquet, do not recline at table in the place of honor. A more distinguished guest than you may have been invited by him, and the host who invited both of you may approach you and say, "Go, give your place to this man." And then you would proceed with embarrassment to take the lowest place. Rather, when you are invited, go and take the lowest place, so that when the host comes to you, he may say, "My friend, move up to a higher position." Then you will enjoy the esteem of your companions at table. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. The Gospel of the Lord. The attitude of humility that Jesus invites us to in the Gospel is one that's worth our taking on. I've probably recommended it more often than needed, but the Litany of Humility is such a beautiful prayer. For any of you that may already be familiar or those who are not yet, you might check it out. The Litany of Humility, written by Cardinal Mary del Val. But one of the things I've always appreciated about the litany, which I think speaks well to what Jesus is saying to us in the gospel, is that it's really about a sort of interior freedom from all of the things that we might think that we need. This sense of honor from other people or things like that. Because clearly in the gospel, when Jesus tells us, go at the lowest place so that you'll be raised up to a higher position, he's not saying it as a sort of means to the end of then being honored, right? That we should take the lower place so that then we can receive the honors of everybody around us. Well, that would be kind of defeating the purpose, right? That'd be just a subtle pride that we kind of take the way of service. But instead, he invites us to a deeper, heartfelt service, the same kind of service he himself had. I mean, if there's no one more humble than Jesus himself was, God walking the face of the earth that chose to become the servant and not to be served. He came, in the poverty of a manger and chose to be the son of a carpenter and chose ultimately to die on the cross. And yet this is God, who deserves all of the honor that should be given to him. So he takes on that spirit of humility, not just externally in order to then gain praise later, but really from the heart, to take that attitude of service and humility. And that's really what Jesus is inviting us to. And that's a real freedom, not needing the praise of others, but instead allowing ourselves to be loved by God and that to be enough. And then being able to serve those around us to help lift their spirits, to bring them to a better place. May we have that spirit of humility that Jesus himself had and that he invites us to in today's gospel.